Hello and welcome to my 2022 bullet journal setup, including my January setup. I'm Liselle Sambury. I'm a traditionally published author. If you're new to my channel, that's mostly what I talk about, writing, and now also some books and reading and journaling. And I will apologize up front, and I'll just say it once and then be done with it. I am a bullet journal newbie, and so when I originally did this video, all my footage was unfocused. So a good chunk of this video is more like a in-depth flip through because I missed the footage of me actually doing everything because it was unfocused. And I apologize for that. I'm learning. I hope that my future videos will not fall prey to that happening again, and we'll just move on from here. So here's my 2022 title page. I got this sticker from, I will link in the description where I got all the stickers and all of my materials, etc. from, because I cannot offhand remember where I got this sticker from, but I got these flower stickers from Etsy, and I tried to use them in my general setup. I also stamped the 2022 here. I had originally hand drawn it, but I really didn't like the way it looks, so I redid it with a stamp and some book pages from Alice in Wonderland. And so here are my 2022 writing and reading goals. I do have a video that I will link up above if you want to check out my video where I go more in depth about my goals. But I've just laid them out here for my reference. I have contracted and I have uncontracted. So contracted meaning I have contracts with publishers, uncontracted meaning not. Here I'm showing you the Tombow I used. It's a 620. Again, I'll list them all in the description. And so this style of bullet journaling, I also used a Micron pen, fine liner in number 3 for writing. So this style of bullet journaling was inspired by Claudia Joseph, whose YouTube channel I will link in the description. I really just like the simplicity of this style of titles, so that's what I did. And then here I've listed out all of my goals, and I thought it would be fun. I stamped these flower stamps here, and I figured when I complete a goal, I can come back and I can color in the outline of the stamp so that I know that I completed it. And I thought that would be kind of a fun way to track my goals. Some of these goals I have covered up, one because it hasn't been announced yet, the project, and so I can't tell you about it, and so that's why I covered it up with paper, and two, because I can't tell you the titles. And here I've gone over to my reading goals already. This is slightly ahead of me, but anyway, with my reading goals, I've done basically the same thing. I've done these little stamps, and then I've written down the goals. One is a readathon, and two are series that I want to finish, and things like that. And then on my next spread over here, I have a book launch spread. So I have a book launching in 2022. It's Blood Like Fate, the sequel to my debut Blood Like Magic. And I thought it would be nice to have a reflection space for 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, and a year after launch. And then I also have a top 10 books of the year so that I can track my top 10 books of the year. I've seen this set up in a lot of different places, and so I really wanted to do it, and I will color in the spines and draw in when I pick my top 10 reads of the year. And here we go to the January spread. So I didn't have that many general spreads, but this is my January one. I'm going to show you the Tombows I use. So 991, which is like a yellow, like a golden yellow type color, and I use that for all of the accents and for coloring in the hair. I have this favorite books of the month section. I doubt I'll have 6 every month, but I like having it there just in case. And this monthly theme is themed to Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. I read this last year. It's one of my favorite books of the year. It's about a girl, she's a thief, and she takes the place of a princess, and then she ends up later cursed. So she's cursed to turn into jewels, and she has this red jewel on her cheek in the shape of a teardrop, and so that's why I've done all these like ruby gems, and I used a Mildliner to clean those up. Sorry if my voice is getting scratchy. This is my second time filming this voiceover. I feel like my voice is rebelling against me. I also used a jelly roll pen to try and add some accents on the jewels. And yeah, the main character has red hair, so that's why I put in her pigtails there as like a little throwback to the book. And then I also have that black cat sticker I put in because there's a character that turns into a black cat who I really love in the book. And so I thought I would put that little black cat sticker in there as a little callback to that. And yeah, these are my like little weeklies. I put little tabs on them. So just alternated in the two colors. I like using two colors with a theme or like keeping it to not that many colors just because it's a little bit more simple. And that's how my weeklies look. But I'm going to actually dive into showing you. So here's some footage that was focused. So with my weeklies, I used a stamp to do the days of the week. It was actually really messy, so I don't know that I'll keep doing that. And then I just wrote in the day number right beside them. And so, yeah, I just wrote in the day number right beside them, and in the little boxes in the corner there, I have a habit tracker, which I'm going to fill in a second. There I go. So here's my habit tracker. It actually fit in really nicely with the weeklies here. I don't have a lot of habits that I'm tracking. I'm just tracking a few. So I'm tracking water intake. I'd like to drink at least a liter of water every day. I was doing that before and I've kind of dropped off. I'm also tracking being active, so kind of just like moving regularly during the day because I am an author and so I spend a lot of time sitting at my computer and I'd like to move more often. Um, and then I also have eating vegetables because I'd like to get into the habit of eating vegetables every day, which I'm not very good at unless it's like potato, which I'm not counting as a vegetable. And then also I'd like to eat at home more regularly, so that's one of them. And then finally, my space opera pages. So I'm very slowly working on a space opera. I'm just building out a world building Bible right now to build up the world because it's an epic space opera. And so there's a lot of different planets. And so I have a sketchbook where I just want to regularly work on filling in pages. So I figure if I have a tracker, it'll help me be more regular about working on that project. And so here I am erasing all of those lines. I really like this Dutch doors thing. I wanted to try it out because it seemed complicated but also like cool. And I'm a big fan of Plant-Based Bride and her videos. I'll also link her channel below. And she does the Dutch doors, and so I thought I would try a different style. And so this ended up just working out for me. And I like it because it lets me constantly see a calendar for the month and also my goals for the month once I write them in. And so here we are into the back section of the Dutch doors. And so here underneath my goals, I'm putting a monthly win section. I did this last year and I found it really helpful, just keeping track of it generally. So like if I have like a win or something goes well for me, to write that down just so that I can always celebrate it. And if I'm having a down month, I can kind of go back to previous months and remember all of the things that I've achieved. Um, and so that's why I wanted to put that in there. And then I'm also writing in a monthly reflection. This is just kind of, I don't know if I'm going to end up using this, but I like having a space where I could reflect on how the month is going, just in case I want to have any sort of section like that. Then at least I know that it's available to me and I can kind of go in there and I can make a little reflection. So we'll see if I end up using this. If I don't end up using it, maybe I'll find something different to put in this section, but I wanted to have it just in case it ends up being relevant to me. So that's that little section. And then on the other side, I have on the back of the Dutch door here, just doing more of these ruby designs. And while I'm drawing these rubies, I can talk a little bit more about Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. So this was like honestly like tied for my favorite book that I read in 2021. It's just the characters are so funny and like enchanting and like lovable. And I will also share a link to I was talking about I'm actually going to be talking about my 10 best books that I've read in 2021, and I guess now you've gotten a spoiler that, like, I really love this book, so it's gonna be on the list. So I will put a link to that video when it goes up, so it's gonna go up, I believe, after this one, so you'll see it later. So yeah, you are getting a little spoiler that this is one of my number one reads, but I have another number one read, and I will bleep out if I already said what that was, because I truly can't remember. Um, and so I talked about how she's stealing the spot of a princess. So she puts on this pearl necklace and it makes her look like the princess. And so that's why I put this on the backside here, this pearl necklace here. So as a representative of that. But it's just like it's really funny, it's really interesting. It's a young adult fantasy, so there's like fantasy elements and it's set in like I'm not sure if it's like a German inspired world or if it's like a historical Germany sort of thing. Well, it's obviously an inspired world because they have magic and stuff, but I'm not sure whether the locations are like made up or if they're historical or whatnot, but it does have that lean to it. And it's just such a fun book. So I'm really excited to see where this series goes from here and where Margaret Owen takes it because it's going to be part of a trilogy. I actually thought originally it was just 2 books, but it's going to be a trilogy, and I can't wait to see where it goes from there because the second book is supposed to involve cults, which I think is going to be really cool. Yeah, I just wanted to say I really enjoyed Little Thieves as a book, and I would definitely recommend it. And here I'm doing these little jelly roll accents again that I tried to do. They didn't show up super well, but they showed up well enough. And I'm actually really happy with how this spread came out. When I was drawing it, I wasn't sure how it would look, and I'm not like a super amazing artist or anything, but it did end up coming out well. And here's this Spellbound sticker sheet. I got this sticker sheet from I will link it below because I've also forgotten where I got the sticker sheet. But that's where that little black cat sticker came from. Oh, Jellygeist. It said right on the sticker sheet. But I will also link their Etsy shop below because they were really cute stickers. And here's a little pre-aesthetic look as we get into the final flip through, which most of you've seen technically, but I'm still gonna do it. So here we go. Final flip through. Um, yeah, forgive me for being such a journal noob, but I was really happy and excited to do this. I did think this was really fun. I thought it was gonna feel a little bit more like, effort heavy, and I was gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, this is way too much work to do on a regular basis," but I actually really had a lot of fun, and I really am excited to get use out of this journal. Um, and yeah, just super excited to be journaling now. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and I will hope to see you in the next one. I also put this moon cycle sticker at the bottom. That's another thing that happens in Little Thieves. But anyway, that's it for this video. And thank you so much for joining me here. And goodbye.